So when it comes to Tony Hawk video games, I actually came pretty late to the party. The first Tony Hawk game that I ever played was this one, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 for the PS2, and I absolutely loved it. And you know, looking at Metacritic, it's got a pretty high rating, and from reading the forums and comments from other videos, come to find out a lot of people are saying that this isn't even the best one of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater series. There's even better games in the series. And these are games that they are just really highly rated. And so through the years, every once in a while, I did pick up a Tony Hawk game. I got American Wasteland for the original Xbox, and I got Project 8 for the Xbox 360. And so there are a lot of different Tony Hawk video games. And in 2009, I actually went to the E3 press briefing for Microsoft. And this is when I was actually in the audience for this. A major announcement was about to take place on a new direction for the Tony Hawk video game franchise. Here's the clip.
What's up, everybody? It is great to be here today. I'm so excited to get the chance to introduce you to our new game, Tony Hawk Ride, and to unveil the final board design of the revolutionary skateboard controller to you. Here it is, right here. As you can see, it looks similar to a skateboard.
So as you can see from the crowd's reaction, there weren't a whole lot of people that were thrilled about this new skateboard controller. It was pretty much crickets, dead silence. It was pretty uncomfortable being in that audience. But the thing with this new direction that was going to be happening to the series was far more than just the skateboard controller. It was, in fact, going to be a new developer. It was no longer going to be Neversoft. Now, Neversoft created, I'm pretty sure, most of the standard Tony Hawk games. They also were responsible for the excellent Gun. But the new developer, Robomoto, was going to be handling Tony Hawk Ride. And it was the reviewers totally thrashed it, but somehow it actually managed to sell okay, because the following year they did a Tony Hawk Shred. But the game actually didn't perform as well as they were hoping for, and this game got discounted like you would not believe. In fact, so it originally had a retail price at around $130, which included the game and the skateboard controller. And there's no way I was going to pay that price. You know, the reviews were horrible. Apparently, it wasn't responding like a lot of people were hoping for with this game. It was really bad. A huge drop in terms of Metacritic or reviewer scores when you compare Ride to the other games in the Tony Hawk series. Huge drop. I know a lot of people wanted something different, something fresh, but they got something different. It wasn't that fresh. But real quick, I wanted to share with you, months after Tony Hawk Ride was released, I went to my local GameStop, and tucked in a corner, brand new, they actually had on clearance for the PS3. I got it for $5. And so for posterity's sake, I said, I need to get this. And I played it, and it's really bad. I mean, it's bad. So here's the thing. With Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, I was actually pretty excited. Not too much excited that Robomoto was going to be continuing with the development of the series. It wasn't going to be Neversoft. I was somewhat interested in the fact that Robomoto did do some consulting with folks at Neversoft. You know, they sat down and they spoke and did some consulting because they wanted the game to be as amazing as the games in the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater series, okay? So with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, I actually received a review copy, downloaded it on the PS4, and I was actually pretty thrilled. The interesting thing was after I downloaded the game, there was a patch that I had to download, which is pretty normal. A lot of the new games today, most of them in fact, require a patch. The big difference, though, with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 was that the patch, I believe, was larger than the actual game. And I hate this. I hate the fact, you guys have seen most of my reviews. I'm usually pretty positive, and I like to look on the bright side of things. But Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, guys, is an absolute travesty. It is a failure. Many of the gamers that grew up with the series are going to be bamboozled and hoodwinked. They're going to throw down their $60. Here's the thing. The game looks, and for the most part, in many ways, plays like some of the classic Tony Hawk games that you are familiar with. But the game, even with the patch that you download, the game is broken, unpolished, and unfinished, okay? With the other games in the series, the game actually felt somewhat alive. There were people that you could walk up to and do certain missions or tricks, other tricks you had to pull off. It is a barren wasteland if you play the game offline, okay? A lot of the maps or areas that you get to skate in, I thought the level designs were actually done pretty good, but there's no real life to it, and it feels honestly like a beta, a game that's unfinished. It certainly does not feel like a $60 game. Pulling off these tricks is fun to a certain extent, but there's no real goal to it. Here's the thing, with all these different maps or levels, you play a level, then you can unlock a new level, you play that level and unlock another level, and there's certain things you need to do to get to the next level, a certain amount of stars you can get with each mission, okay? But here's the thing, a lot of these levels have a lot of the same missions to pull off, so it's basically copy and paste, do the same thing, and go to the next level. Do the same thing, go to the next level. And they'll offer different things here and there, but again, it is a barren wasteland. I know that they've got the online mode, you can play with your friends, but for those of you that are expecting to have some fun offline, good luck. It is truly, truly a shame what Robomoto did with this game. A lot of you guys might not know this, but back in the day, in its heyday, the Tony Hawk video game series, look, Tony Hawk is a very rich, very wealthy man. That's pretty obvious. But through all of his, skateboards, clothing, shoes, everything that he's involved with, in his heyday, with all the millions of dollars he was getting from the skateboard industry, actually, the thing that brought him the most money by far were the video games. So I'm not sure if they wanted to go the cheapest route and go with the cheapest developer. I guess Neversoft is no longer around, or they dissolved, but surely Activision and Tony Hawk can do a whole lot better than this. This truly is a shame. I cannot believe that they put this on the retail shelves with a $60 price tag. It's unbelievable to me. I'm in shock. I can't believe the game really does look like a PS2 game, but I would prefer playing the PS2 games because those actually feel like they had some life to them. They certainly had a whole lot more fun to them than Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, you're adding a number to a game that's from a series that on average scored in the 90s for Metacritic. Go to Metacritic.com, look up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. Don't look at the HD versions. The HD versions were actually done by the same company that did Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. So one of the features that they did offer in this, which is good, in the past, in games, you've got your own level creator, and with Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5, they've got a pretty good level editor. And the great thing is you can check out different levels that gamers in the community have created. But having said that, there's just no, I keep saying this, I know I'm a broken record, but there's just no life to this game. Nothing that goes, oh, this is so much fun. After a half hour, you're like, this is the game? This is it? This is what they gave the green light to hit retail? It really is a shame. I really actually was really looking forward to this because I love the games in the series that I played back in the day for the Xbox 360 and the PS2 and original Xbox, and what a shame. Again, the game does control for the most part in many ways like the other games, but it's just copy and paste. It feels like almost like a tech demo, like this is what the game is going to play like, but we need to spend another 6 months to a year to polish it, add some life to it, add characters, people you can talk to. Man, what a shame. And there was a whole lot of glitching and issues with the camera. Oftentimes I would be up and I wouldn't land a jump correctly, and so often my skater would fall into the ground like his body was enveloped by quicksand. Half his body was just sucked into the ground, which that didn't happen with the other Tony Hawk games. Guys, I'm really disappointed, and I hate doing this. Definitely do not recommend that you guys check this out. Even if you're a diehard Tony Hawk Pro Skater fan, do not buy it for $60. Do not buy it for $20. If you see it for $5, like, yeah, maybe it'll look good on my collection. My friends can make fun of me. Yeah, get it for $5. But guys, what a shame. And you know, I actually went to the website for Amazon.com. There were actually a lot of reviews for this game. I'm not sure how many of them actually bought the game, but certainly a lot of people were upset with the current status of the game and the retail release. This is not a release that's worthy of retail. Guys, I cannot recommend Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. I know I don't give a lot of negative reviews, but it's bad, and I love the games, most of the games in the series that I play. But as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you later.